Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students, how are you? In our last topic we discussed about the types of pollution. Today we are talking about the reduction, how to reduce the pollution. As you know that there are many types of pollution. So as there are many types of pollution, so there are many ways to reduce the pollution. First we discussed about land pollution, and now we will discuss about how to reduce the land pollution. If all of us follow 3 rules: reduce, reuse and recycle, it will be great helpful for us to reduce the land pollution. If we reduce the using and the production of such material which is not very usable, and if you try to reduce wastage of material openly on the ground, it will also be very helpful to reduce land pollution. If we reuse our materials again and again, it will also reduce the pollution. And if we reuse the materials that could be recycled, so it is also very helpful to reduce the pollution. How to reduce the air pollution? The biggest action that can be taken to prevent air pollution by the government, business and communities to stop relying on fossil fuels. For example, if many big companies and other factories use coal to heat up their furnaces, so this coal creates very much smoke and many other gases, so it will create very harm. So people should use, so the factory owners and the businessmen should use solar power and wind power to reduce the air pollution. And there is another way to reduce the air pollution, that to reduce air pollution, that people should walk to cover the short distances instead of using their own private cars, because the smoke of cars also pollutes the air in the form of smoke and in the form of carbon dioxide. So people should try to walk to cover short distances and use do not use private buses, private cars. They should use public transport for covering the distances. If it is necessary to use their own private vehicles or cars, so they should maintain them very well, so that they could not exhaust their black smoke that is very harmful. The black fumes are carbon monoxide, which is a deadly gas. How can we reduce water pollution? One way to reduce water pollution is also again for business to find better ways to dispose of waste and dumping in the waterways. For if the factories, they are using such chemicals and they are flowing that chemical, they are throwing that all the factory water into the drinking or into the river or canal water, so it is very harmful and dangerous. So they should not do like that. They should waste the dispose of their material into the other way. They should not throw that into the water. And one more thing, if the people relied less consumption of oil and other sources of energy, so there would be less need for importing oil tankers from around the world. So if we import less oil tankers around the world, there are less chances for the wastage of oil on the sea. And the other type of pollution is noise pollution. There are many ways through which we can reduce noise pollution. First one, if we are using some household machinery, it is creating very much noise, so we should control that. For example, the mowing of lawns. If we are trying to mowing the lawn, so we should use the machinery that is creating low noise or no noise. The second one thing, the buses and the trucks should not use pressure horns very loudly. Drivers should also realize their duties, that there may be some hospitals and schools where this is not necessary, so they should control it. And the other thing and the other one thing, the badly maintained car engines also adds to noise pollution. If the car engines are not maintained very well, so they will also create too much noise from the way in all the ways through which they will pass. If people could also be more considerate of others, if they turn down the music and the volume of their radios and of their cars and at their homes. And one more thing, that musical functions should not be conducted open air and in the areas where a lot of people are living, so it will also reduce the noise pollution. So how can we reduce the visual pollution? Visual pollution can be reduced if government can if government can make the rules for displaying or for the maintaining of lines, supply lines. If government makes and government make a rule that the billboard should be the size of this, and they should not be that displayed in such areas, so this can also reduce the visual pollution. If we follow the rules maintaining of supply lines, and if we follow the rules that the size of billboards and the places to display such billboards can also reduce the visual pollution. After reading all these topics thoroughly, you are able to give the answer of this, and you are also able to give the answer of this one question in your own words on your notebooks. Now the next topic is biodegradable and non-biodegradable materials. What is biodegradable and non-biodegradable? Bio is from living organisms, and degradable means to convert or to reduce the things into very smaller form.